Hey, guys, hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. At least I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I had some audio issues, but it seems to be fixed now. That's great. Okay, do you know if Pavel is joining us today?
Sorry. No, Pavel is not joining us today. Unfortunately, he's busy with other stuff. But we can,
All right.
if there is something urgent, we can call him, of course. But
Now we're good, I think.
We have a Val today. He will be sharing quite an interesting story.
Yes, we have Val here, which is great. Val doesn't join us too often on Inside the Zano Verse, so it's great to have him. And today we also have Aaron Day joining us. We'll go over all the monthly, over all the updates of the past month. We will go over what is coming in the next month. We will discuss, of course, the confidential layer bridge. We will talk a little bit about the spy notes thing that was fixed with that new desktop wallet. And for the rest, any questions that people might have, now is the perfect moment because we don't really have a dedicated topic for this episode. So we can chat about anything that is interesting, really. And there's, of course, as always, plenty of stuff going on inside the Zano Verse. So yeah, we'll open with a few quick facts, updates, and milestones as always. Starting with the community member of the month, which of last month was Zano Meetup Group. Congratulations to Zano Meetup Group. Zano Meetup Group is a X account, and they basically host Zano meetups in the States, United States. They hosted one in New York City. They hosted one in Houston. I believe there are more to come. And of course, we're very grateful for this person, whoever is behind it. We actually don't know. So whoever that is, thank you for supporting Zano and hosting meetups across the United States. Then, Zano Africa, the African account of Zano held another Zano meetup in Lokoja or Kano, one of the two. And that was like a couple days ago. It was pretty cool. Let me find the tweet real quick because it was a big success again. They had, I believe, over 250 attendees again. You can go if you're interested in this stuff. You can go to @Zano Africa. You can read it yourself there as well. With a lot of images and videos and stuff. Zano is growing really fast in Africa. The people there really use it. And that is awesome to see. They had 250 people attend. 209 people attend, 250 people registered. They registered hundreds of aliases again. They onboarded merchants and new community members. And Lil King was doing a workshop on how to use Zano and why privacy is important. So huge shout out to him, and also Antics, which is another community member that is helping Lil King in organizing these events. So a big thank you to both of them as well. Then two brief mentions, nothing special here, but we got a new exchange, btse.com, I believe. btse.com. Yes, btse.com. One new exchange, one of many that we already have. And we have also a new swap platform, CoinoSwap. We also have a lot of swap platforms already, but the more the merrier. So really happy to see new listings still coming in today. So that's great development for us. Yeah, let's get into the big stuff here, guys. Let's get into the development updates. Let's start with the wallet improvements. Let's start with a new mobile wallet, which has multiple aliases support, private NFT support, and multi-destinational transactions. I'm really happy with that last one in particular because I often send transactions to many people. And now I can just, put all the transactions in my Zano mobile wallet, and also by the way, the desktop wallet supports this function now as well, and just send out 10, 15, 20 transactions in one go. Andre, can you tell us a little bit about maybe even about the new mobile dev and how it's going for him, or maybe this is Val. I don't know. One of you that is probably in touch with him. But
Uh, I'm not sure if Val fixed his microphone problem. He just said me that he is trying to reconnect or something. Honestly, the wallet, mobile wallet, is pretty interesting right now because yeah, we have a new mobile wallet developer. It's not new anymore. He's been with us like for a few months already. And since this happened, I'm not actually actively involved in development. I honestly doesn't even following the new feature that they introduce. What I know is when something bad happened and I have to look into this, or Val have to look into this, and we bumped into few like low level problems, especially with multi-destination. We faced some problem that we actually knew about, but we forgot about this, and the guys was implementing the new features, and we kind of so I kind of figure out about something that happens in mobile world from the bugs or problem that we're facing on the low level side. So as far as I know, they doing pretty much great progress, but I myself not actively involved in this part of development. Thanks God, not actively involved at least as this part anymore. So um, unfortunately, I can't um, share you a lot of news on this. Hold on, I can ask if mobile dev want to join us.
um, what was his name again?
Uh, uh,
Ar
An- Anton
Anton. Yes, yes.
or
So
Ariel.
basically, yes,
Or
and
Ariel.
basically Anton is the new full-time dedicated mobile developer for us. So just to explain a little bit about this is we didn't have any dedicated mobile developers in the past, so it was always, a bit trickier for the dev team to update the mobile wallet because they're not native mobile developers. And now we actually have one on the team, and he's been doing really well and pushing many updates and improving the Zano mobile wallet significantly.
Yeah, that's actually very great, and I really appreciate it because I have more time to focus on things that like takes a lot of time, especially when it comes to core development or reading some papers. Recently, we had another um, how to say it another few sessions with the common prefix about building new consensus because it's not moving that easy and smooth as I would love to. So I have to also read a lot of stuff and we had calls. So yeah, and I'm really glad that Anton can take care about most of the things. He's also being very creative. He is proposing new things in terms of UI, even something that I myself very surprised to see often. And yeah, he visited us recently in Emirates. So we met in person and had a great week of working together, like kind of bonding. And Valvo was also there, so we kind of had the whole team, not the whole, but part of the team working together. So yeah, we are pretty much happy with Anton.
It's awesome. Yeah, and I mean it's not just him, right? You also have two other developers on the team right now.
Yeah, we have two other guys. We have I don't know if they up for sharing their names. I wanted to bring them actually to one of the spaces, and they can speak up for themselves. Let me check. Are they out? Hold on a second.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
just 1 second.
In the meantime, we'll go over some other. We'll move on to the next topic. But if they can join us, that'd be great. Um, let's see. Val has some technical issues as well. I somehow don't see him in the spaces. Can you see him in the list, Andre?
No, I'll write it here right now.
Hmm.
All right. Ah, yeah, yeah. I see him as a listener right now. Maybe he'll join
Now
us.
I see him. Yeah,
Yeah.
great, great. Let's see, invite him. Okay.
So
Val,
I
if
can
you can
okay.
hear
I can
us,
if he while he's setting up his microphone, I will set like really quickly. So the 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 guy with the name nickname Akman, Dima. He's a very has very strong C++ skills. He's a quite young but quite experienced for his age, I would say. And the best part that he already familiar with the blockchain. In he actually a little bit familiar with the CryptoNote code base. He was doing something with the CryptoNote code base before, so we were really happy to get him. And the best part, we don't need to spend a lot of time educating him. He's a very, how to say it, self-efficient in doing stuff, and he's actually, as he is a quite experienced developer from, I can say, new C++ generation developers, and he has a kind of more modern approach at some point. So he sometimes point out to our old style things, and basically trying to help us to make our code base better, which is pretty nice. I would love to have people like him more involved in working on Zano, which is great. Another guy,
just
yeah,
sorry, just want to add something here real quick. Is that just for people to understand better? It's quite a rarity these days to find C++
yeah,
developers with CryptoNote experience, right?
absolutely,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
so yeah, that's a gem find.
Yeah, I'm really, yeah, we are really lucky. I just don't want to be overly excited yet, because we just started to work a couple of months ago, and we had in the past kind of negative experience when we hire new people, but then after some time we see that the person actually doesn't meet uh, the skill requirement or sometimes ethical requirements. So yeah, I just very optimistic and hope it's gonna work out. And everybody so far is pretty much excited about him. Um, yeah, we have another guy, German, who is also very promising. The guy has a very great potential, and intuitively he's doing a lot of things, like how to say it, intuitively very well. So he's a like a really great material. He also started to work a couple of months ago, and he's actually working on something new now that we will publish in a couple of months. He's doing research for us, not just coding. He's capable in doing research, which is like super great. So that's it. That's quick update. Any long story short, we are getting bigger, and that's great as a team. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, because we've been doing fine, but for the people that are not aware, the especially the dev team is quite small, right? It's you, it's Val, it's Pavel, and yeah, it's not a big dev team, right? So if we have three new guys, that is great.
that is
We
basically
also
twice bigger team.
Yeah, yeah, and of course we have Sega, and we have a couple more, but to my understanding, those guys are not full time working at Rosano, right?
Yeah.
Right, right. Oh, that's great. Cool. Let's talk a bit about Val. Are you here now? I think your technical issues are fixed, right? Val?
Yeah, can you hear me, guys? I'm trying.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey. Yep. You're loud and clear. How are you doing, man?
Oh yeah, thank you. I I'm good, but I'm struggling a lot with Twitter and making it working with my microphone. But anyway, I'm glad I'm here. Thank you for having me today. So yeah.
Of course, man. Yeah. I mean, let's. The next topic on the list was about the new desktop wallet and about. Of course, that's about the spy nodes, and this is like your topic. So, can you please tell us a little bit about the new desktop wallet and how the spy nodes are mitigated or even gone now? You said. So, yeah, can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I'm not sure. We have like lots on the table, like as from my perspective about the desktop wallet. But I explain. I'll do my best. So let's start with spinals because I think it's maybe most interesting topic. So it was approximately 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, when I just doing casual maintenance for backbone nodes for Zano infrastructure, and I noticed something strange, strange connection, strange behavior of some nodes. So I just was curious. I was curious about like what does it mean, how it's happened, and so on. And I actually I didn't at first. I didn't think about like spine or something like that because like Zano is mm, been around for quite a lot of time, and like we maybe used to that everything is fine, and like almost all time people just don't care about like what's happening on technical side. So it for us it would be quite unexpected. And I started to just figure out what's happening, why I seeing these strange results, and after some uh, research, like after maybe a couple of days, I figure out that perhaps we had a sub-network of spy nodes on the Zone network that connected to other nodes, that they tried their best to connect to as many nodes as possible. And it like we don't actually know for sure, but it looks like that it was this node that trying to gather some information, to harvest some information about blocks propagating about IP addresses, timestamps, and so on, and just to figure out what's going on the network and to diminish network privacy in Zana. So we ended up actually identifying approximately 24 nodes that were scattered around the world, some of them in Europe, some of them in the United States, some of them in South Africa. So we actually were pretty sure that it was something like spinouts. And after that, we discussed it with the team, with Pavel, with Andrew, and how should we treat it. And like we brainstormed several options, and we ended up by implementing blacklist for the IP addresses, so people can now download special config, and that config already contains all these spy nodes blacklisted. And if you use this config, you can be sure that none of this node can connect it to your node. But this is, I would like to highlight that this is temporary solution, because of course these people who run these nodes can stop these nodes and run on different IP addresses and so on. So it was just like a fast solution just to mitigate the problem. And at the same time, we are working and investigating a long-time solution to improve network privacy and to make unfeasible such attacks in future. So I'm not sure is it proper wording to call it an attack. It's like I think it's more like harvesting data, but this data can be used to identify some information about the users at the time, from which IP address, which block was sent, and so on.
Right. Yeah, that's correct. And I mean, on a positive note, it also means that we have grown enough to be, to be interesting to certain entities that want to spy on people and extract some data from people. So yeah. Did you raise your hand, Andre?
Yeah, I was wondering if it works. Yeah, I was just wanted to add something that while Hal has this great ability, he probably spends so much time looking into log files. So whenever he look into log files, he's like Neo in the Matrix. He can see there's something that is distracting network, and so he can figure out a lot of more information than like normal people do. So yeah, that was cool that he found this problem by just analyzing logs from the backbones. That's just a cool thing. That's what I wanted to add.
Thank you, Andrew. I would like to highlight some technicalities about, like, not about the way we figure it out, but about how network privacy should be treated. We recognize that in Zano we have some room for improvement, and one of the directions for improvement is network privacy, and we do care about that. And actually, we have some plans on a table, and we discuss it with in the team, and we have to, like, we have in the future we have to come up with the solution that would be more robust, more stable, more beautiful than just a list of IP addresses that you have to block. And I think that this is actually important. And actually, this is not a Zana specific thing. It's more or less related to every blockchain, every peer-to-peer network, I would say, because peer-to-peer network is an entity that consists of peers, and each peer should be connected to another, and each activity that one peer is sending across the network can be tracked, can be logged, and then afterwards can be used to analyze this activity. And in case of blockchains, and especially in case of private blockchains, can be used against the privacy of blockchains. So this is a common issue, and there are several known approaches to how to handle this issue. So we have working on this, and in future we will release some stable solution to this. And like at this moment, we released special config files. By the way, I have to say that Andrew actually did a great job. He implemented a feature that called manual config, peer-to-peer manual config, that can be used to set several peer-to-peer settings for Zano daemon in one place, in a file, JSON file, and can be applied and reloaded even without stopping the daemon. So this is maybe interesting for those of our users who are actually using Zano daemon, Zano node, that is command line node, maybe on a dedicated server or something like that. So and as another option, we suggested the config that uses settings that your node, if the settings will be applied, your Zano node will be connected only to Zano backbone nodes. So not to just normally when you start up Zano, it connected to several nodes across the network and you have multiple connections. But you can, like you always, it always been there, such an option. Limit number of connections to certain nodes if you would like to. And as an option, Andrew implemented such a config file that actually limits the connection only to Zano backbone nodes. It's just an option, it's not default, so you have to download if you like and use it. And we have an instruction on our site how to do this. And if you do care about the privacy, if you're staking, especially if you're active staking, so you can consider this option. And actually, this limit your connection to the Zano backbone nodes. So Zano backbone network will know this information about what blocks are sending an IP address, but we can link IP address to just Zano addresses and so on. So you're limiting this information inside the Zano backbone network, and whatever.
But we won't tell anyone. We promise.
Yeah, and whatever like so it can be like a middle time solution because whatever spy nodes will appear in future with whatever addresses. Whatever like connection policies and approaches to connect to the different nodes and to pretend to be a honest node, it will work like as an option. So I would say that if you are staking, if you are having a Zano node running on a dedicated server, please consider this option, or at least please ask if it's not clear from my explanation. I understand I'm not very good at explaining things, but at least please go to our Discord channel or Telegram channel and please ask for additional info, and our team will be glad to answer your question.
All right, thank you. Let's talk a bit about the remote node that is on the roadmap for a long time.
Yeah, actually, this is my piece of cake, and this is a feature that's a long-awaited feature, and this feature requires some front-end development work and back-end development work. And back-end development work is tied to me, and like recently I quite busy between like analyzing spy node, analyzing full chain membership proof mathematics, and so on. So yeah, we should implement this. We should do this, and it's if you would like to know who to blame why a remote node isn't there yet, so it's me.
There's a lot of people to blame for this, including me, myself too. But there's
also a huge amount of work.
People.
So
yeah, there's a UI developer. Yeah, there's a lot of people. So not only WoW.
Right. Yeah, I have a couple more topics on the list, and I actually wanted to get into like community questions actually quite fast, but we've actually been talking for half an hour already. So I'm gonna welcome Aaron Day already on the stage. I just saw you raise your hand as well. Hey, Aaron, can you hear us? How are you doing? Hello? Can anyone hear Aaron?
Nope, I can't hear him.
Okay, he's unmuted. Aaron, I think you're having some mic issues. Anyway, let's continue. Well, Aaron is rejoining. I want to talk a little bit about Zano Trade, which has recently been open sourced because it's been audited properly, or entirely, I can actually say. And soon the new UI update is also coming. Since Pavel is not here, should I ask you, Andre?
Mm, can I say no?
Well, who else? I mean, if you don't know anything about this because it's like a completely Pavel's thing, then we can skip it for now.
Yeah, I kind of don't know much.
All right, no, no worries. And I mean, for the people that don't know, Zano Trade was the only part that wasn't open source about Zano. That's the decentralized exchange because we didn't know if it had any bugs because it wasn't properly audited yet. So it has been properly audited now, and some of the bugs that were found have been patched. And then the code was open sourced, so people can now actually spin up their own versions of Zano Trade, which is pretty cool. And the next update will include a new UI/UX update, which basically improves the usability of the Zano Trade DEX a lot because it's a bit clunky right now, and not everyone it's not so intuitive, and people are used to centralized exchanges more. So Val actually pushed an update where the Zano Trade now tries to like mimic how like the feel and of a centralized exchange. Although of course it's on the back end, it's definitely a decentralized exchange and peer-to-peer trade only. But I'm really looking forward to this update because hopefully that makes the Zano Trade DEX a bit more popular and it will be easier to trade for people. So yeah, that's just a quick update on that. We'll discuss it on the next episode when Pavel is back. Uh let's see if I see Aaron is back. Let's give it another try. Hey Aaron, you hear us? We still can't hear you. That's that's too bad. Um Meanwhile, I see we actually have it's also on the list of topics, but I also see we got a question from Luca Zone. It says, "Hello team, can we know how much BTC or ETH was wrapped via confidential layer?" And actually, you can. Anyone can. You can go to zanostats.com. And if you're on zanostats.com, on the top right, there's this new area that says TVL, total value locked. And this actually has a lot of statistics, new statistics like total value locked in all the combined projects, how many active tokens we have, the largest token, the volume on Zano Trade. Yeah, you can find all of that there. So you can actually see that a couple grand in Ethereum was bridged, a couple $100 in BTC and BNB. People just trying out the bridge, see if it works, if they're not losing any funds, which is very normal activity to see at the start of any such. Yeah, I mean it's very sophisticated technology, right? So I think at the start, people will bridge small amounts, and then as time passes, the trust also grows. I believe Confidential Layer hasn't really started any marketing campaign yet either. So that will also have probably a bigger effect on it. But you can track it all via zanostats.com/tvl, and all the statistics are there. So it's pretty cool to just check in every once in a while to see how it's doing. And what jumps out is that Freedom Dollar is doing really, really well. Almost at $3 million in FUSD supply already, which is quite a lot. I mean, they started with 100,000 FUSD, and it was like 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago. And Bandit is in second place with like 100K market cap, and then all the bridgeable assets like ETH, BTC, BNB, and DAI. So you can track it there. Yeah. In the meantime, I have to give Aaron another invite. Let's hope it works this time. I've invited you to speak, Aaron. Yes. Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yes, good to have you on Inside the Zano Verse. Have we actually ever invited you on Inside the Zano? Maybe like at the first episode or something, right?
I think I've been on before. It's been a while, but yeah, I think I've been on once.
Yeah. Well, great to have you again, man. Yeah, have you? We were talking. I mean, did you listen to the convo so far? Or?
Oh yeah, I've been listening to everything. I actually had to switch to my phone for some reason. My main microphone and everything wasn't working, but I've listened to everything. And I guess one thing I just wanted to ask real quick or make as a comment: how important is it for people to use a VPN, and to what extent does that help with this whole spy node issue?
Can you hear me? I just switch mic again.
Yes, but it sounds a little bit like your microphone is in your mouth. Maybe tries to keep some more distance.
Oh, okay, guys. I try my best. So yes, using VPN actually helped, and if you do care about your privacy, we advise using a VPN, and especially if you can do it in such a way that losing your VPN connection for some reason will block your entire connection to the internet. So there's option that some VPN providers has. I don't know how it like called and has different naming, but it means that if you can access the internet only using this VPN, and no, if something goes wrong, you just have no internet connection. So this is important for privacy, and if you can, yeah, please go ahead, and it would be a great midterm solution.
I have a little addition to this. So VPN could be
Yeah, please go ahead.
VPN could be different. For example, if you have your own VPN server, that is the best practice to use your own server and to use some open source software to build your own VPN, so you don't expose your data to third party. If you go this way, it also have the same problem, because if you have your own server, it sticks to another IP address, and all your blocks are actually relayed from this IP address associated with this VPN server. So whoever will be analyzing network, they can associate kind of link. I mean, again, if you don't use any of the configurations that we provided as a temporary solution, if you just use plugin VPN, whoever will be collecting intelligence over Zano network, they can see that the blocks goes from a certain rate from this given IP address. So they can estimate, if they do this long enough, they can estimate how much money is associated with, or or hidden behind this IP address. So it gives you quite little privacy because, okay, nobody knows where you live by using your direct IP address of your home, but it's still somehow linked as something, right? So I suggest also, besides this, IP address is slowing down, significantly slowing down your network connection. And as your daemon working also using this VPN connection, it slowed down the processing. It gives you more latency. And I would, so my suggestion is to use a configuration file instead of VPN, because only configuration file with using Zano nodes as a relay gives the maximum privacy and doesn't give you less efficient staking from what we can propose now. And as Val was saying before, of course, we care about network level privacy, and we will deliver in a few months something that will solve this problem or make it, put it on another level. We just don't have enough like resources do it like immediately right now, right the second. And also it's a process, so we'll need some time to provide a better solution. But for now, I suggest as a best solution to use a configuration file with a relays as Zana backbone servers. Secondary solution also blacklist identified by team spy nodes, or if you don't trust someone else, if you have your own information also. And the last option is using VPN, which is not perfect from my perspective.
Great,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Right. Okay, we have been going like left and right with all the topics in today's spaces, actually, but that's all right. Let's talk about confidential layer, because I think it is for most people the most exciting update that has happened this month. So I mean, maybe not for the devs here, but definitely for the people, because this allows people to bridge their Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and also DAI onto the Zano blockchain. And I want to hear from Aaron. Have you tried this bridge yet? And what's your experience with it?
I did early on, like right after it came out, but I'm going to do it again, obviously soon. And you and I kind of walked through it. So it looks like it's actually a pretty straightforward process at this point. And, I'm looking forward to onboarding new people to this. In fact, I'm doing a workshop tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about this and potentially show it to, I don't know how many people are going to be there, 100, 200 people, to walk through the process. It's really important. This is really important technology. People are not aware of the degree to which Bitcoin transactions are being tracked now through Chainalysis. And now there's an entire industry of private investigators that are getting trained on Chainalysis. So they're basically aggregating all these transactions. So now if you end up in a dispute with a business partner or a divorce or something like this, people are hiring these private investigators, and they're just taking one of your, public keys, and then they're reverse engineering all of your transactions. And I've personally seen in the last 4 months, 2 people have come to me with a specific situation where they were on the opposite side of this, where somebody was using Chainalysis against them in a transaction. And you're not even safe if you've never used an exchange, because if you've done a transaction with somebody that perhaps the government came in and raided, and then said to that, to the raided party, hey, listen, give us a list of who your counterparties are, or we're going to add more jail time. It turns out, that's happened more often than people realize, and all of that is kind of going into this shared knowledge base. So confidential layer is a huge win for privacy, and it really is helping to address what I think is one of Bitcoin's major pain points.
Yeah, totally. I wish we seen more assets being bridged so far, but I guess it's only normal that people are a bit careful at the start, and Confidential Layer hasn't started their marketing yet. What I can say is that we also have like a little explainer video coming up about the process of bridging into the Zano blockchain, how that basically looks like. And I also want to highlight that Confidential Layer doesn't just stop at Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and DAI, right? That's just the first stage, and they're also going to integrate other major blockchains like Solana, Ton, or AVAX, or Bitcoin Cash, which I'm super excited about, because especially like communities like Bitcoin Cash that are already a bit more aware of the need for privacy, the importance of privacy, would really love to use something like this, I think. And it will also it doesn't stop there, because all the tokens on Ethereum, all the tokens on AVAX, all the tokens on Solana, basically any blockchain that allows for tokenization, those tokens can also be bridged to Zano, right? Because basically you can tokenize anything with Zano's confidential assets, so also tokens on EVM blockchains. And that will be really, really exciting, because of course Confidential Layer has to allow it and activate specific tokens, but we could collaborate with other projects in the space that understand the need for like a private version of their existing assets for situations where they rather have some more privacy involved. And then we could basically just partner with a bunch of projects, right? And promote it that way as well. I think it can be really beneficial for all the parties involved. So for Zano as a privacy blockchain, for Confidential Layer, of course, as the bridge enabler, and also for wallets that support it, like Bitcoin.com and Edge Wallet, that and of course Cake Wallet also supports confidential assets, but they haven't partnered with Confidential Layer yet, to my knowledge. Edge Wallet is very interested in that, and Bitcoin.com wallet already has done that, so they can probably expect a bunch of new users as well as time passes with this.
Well, one of the things I'm working on, I've written this very crude plugin for WooCommerce that allows people that are using WooCommerce, which I think there are 8 million merchants or something worldwide, to be able to accept Zano. And I need to update this plugin for a whole variety of reasons, but I want to update it so that you will be able to use Freedom Dollar and then all of the bridged assets through Confidential Layer to actually make purchases, because that's going to be something that's really going to unlock utility. Because right now, yes, you can bridge these assets, but be able to then bridge them and then spend them for day-to-day commerce. That's going to be another game changer. So I've got that on the list and excited to be able to make that update soon.
That's one of the things that is probably not even talked about much, is the fact that once you bridge, for example, your Bitcoin into the Zano blockchain, you can use your Bitcoin for payments, but instead of paying the Bitcoin network fee, which is on the expensive side, you just pay the Zano transaction fee, right? So actually, assets like Bitcoin also become usable and spendable again because of the Zano transaction fee, because it's a confidential asset on Zano instead of the Bitcoin network transaction fee.
Exactly. It makes these assets spendable and cost effective. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I have something that is also very exciting to share. I can't mention any projects and names yet, but we recently were able to. And a disclaimer on this is as long as we haven't announced it on our socials, it's not definitive, it's not official yet. But we're working on partnering with a payment processor, like a crypto payment card system, you could say. Basically, it's one of those crypto payment cards that works with MasterCard, so you can basically top up your card with crypto and then spend it. But we're working on a deal with one of those parties so that there will be a crypto payments card that supports Zano, so you can then top up your crypto card with Zano, but not just Zano. In theory, that also opens the door for topping up your crypto payment card with FUSD or BTCX or ETHX, and of course that's a bit too early to say about that because those assets would have to make a deal with this particular party themselves. But in theory, it's possible. So I'm really excited about that because then you can actually top up your card for payments with Zano and actually spend it, right? And the lower tiers of this card provider don't even require KYC. So it means you will be able to spend Zano and hopefully also other assets on Zano in complete privacy, because you don't have to do KYC for the card, and but yet you're still able to spend it anywhere MasterCard is accepted. So I'm very, very excited about that, and more will follow in the following weeks.
That's great. I mean, that's definitely something I would want to integrate into workshops too. That will make it much easier to onboard people and to start moving people into day-to-day transactions. Obviously, we want people to be using these peer-to-peer, but the ability to use debit cards is a huge bridge. And even I still use a debit card for a lot of a crypto debit card for a lot of my transactions. So this will be my go-to as soon as it launches.
Yeah, same for me. I think this is actually also new information for Pavel and Andre. I haven't really told them yet. Or did you guys hear from Pavel?
Yep, we heard about this. That's pretty exciting. It's not news yet. It's news to come, but that's pretty exciting. And yeah, I will spoil also something if we come to this. So we started to use FUSD, a Freedom Dollar for inside the project for whatever payments we do. So it's also another news, which is really, really suitable for the team. And yeah, it's also kind of cool to use something and work with something that you build. I mean, Freedom Dollar built not by us, but it's using our platform. So that's just a great feeling as well. Not just practical, but it's also great feeling of achieving something.
Yeah, and just to explain people, I mean, people use Tether and USDC a lot for crypto payments, right? Because it's a stable coin, so it's the most convenient way to pay people. But of course, now that we have a privacy stablecoin on our own blockchain, why wouldn't we use that instead? And now that, especially now, Freedom Dollar liquidity is growing so much, it actually became usable enough for us. Actually, very usable. So yeah, it's. I mean, I start to use it more and more as well. Whenever I have to pay someone in USDT or USDC, I always ask, hey, would you be open to accepting FUSD? And then they're a bit skeptical, like, oh, what is this? And I'd rather not. But then as soon as you basically explain them that it's supported by bigger exchanges like MEXC and MEXC and that they can convert it literally one-on-one, they are fine with it, of course. And this way, more and more people get introduced to Freedom Dollar, and they also made aware of the dangers of stable coins like USDT and USDC. So yeah, it's a great way to spread adoption, and of course, it's also great for our ecosystem because more Zano ecosystem gets used, the better. So yeah. Meanwhile, we've been live for almost an hour already. So, and I see you actually. There's quite some people here. So, if you have a question for us, feel free to post a comment under this Spaces, or leave a comment in our Telegram group or our Element group or our Discord channel. I'm keeping an eye on all of them. So yeah. Aaron, can you? You've always been so active with promoting Zano, spreading the word for Zano. What does your schedule look like over the following months?
So I've been working a lot on a couple of things over the summer. I'm writing a book called The Revolution Will Be Tokenized, and then I'm updating my website and scaling up the podcast. And one of the things I'm going to be focusing on is actually going through and walking through all of the different use cases for tokenization. I think this is probably the thing that's the least well understood. But with what just happened with the Genius Act in the United States and what's happening with the Clarity Act, it's important for everybody to know that everything is in the process of being tokenized. So a stable coin under the Genius Act is just tokenized fiat that is under the control of the US Congress and the Federal Reserve, which is not a good thing. This means a lot of financial surveillance and frankly, the ability for Congress to crack down on stablecoins just like they do regular money in the US, which is already highly tracked and surveilled. And the Clarity Act is going to do the same thing for stocks and bonds and commodities. So in the future, your stocks, your 401ks, oil, basically money represents about 5% of global assets, and it's largely financial instruments and property and other things that make up the rest. But we're moving towards a centralized tokenization that can be centralized by third parties. So to me, when I'm talking to people, I mean, this is really about freedom versus technocracy, and kind of free will itself is at stake, because once these centralized entities have that level of control over all of your assets, then they can tie this to social credit systems and surveillance and everything else. And so one of the main reasons I've been so fascinated and excited about Zano is that Zano essentially offers the solution to that. So everything that's being centrally tokenized has the potential to be tokenized on Zano in a way that's private and decentralized and censorship resistant. And so part of what I'm doing, the events really kick up in the fall. So I've got another month, although with that said, I still have a workshop tomorrow, but I have events, starting September the 12th, and then they're really ramping up. So, I mean, I expect probably every other week I'll be doing some sort of in-person event. And if I think about where the ecosystem has come from when I first started doing these workshops, when I first started doing the workshops, it was the Zano mobile wallet, and that was it. And now we have, an improved Zano mobile wallet. We have Bitcoin.com, Edge Wallet, Cake Wallet. We have all of these different, point of sale systems. We have Freedom Dollar. We have the Zano Pay. We have Confidential Layer. And then one thing that I want to add to the workshop is showing people the other kinds of things that they can build on Zano. So to try to, help push creating more development in the ecosystem. And so I'm really excited about this because it's a night and day difference in terms of what we can show and really onboard people. And what you just mentioned with this debit card is actually going to be a game changer. So people are going to walk out of there, out of the workshop really empowered. They're going to be able to start using Zano in a variety of different forms on day one, as opposed to, originally the workshop was, well, here's a wallet, here's some Zano, you can create some tokens, but stay tuned. Well, the stay tuned has now actually been actualized. So I'm super excited about all of the developments in the ecosystem. And now we're really going to ramp up and show people how, get people engaged in actual adoption.
Yes, we come from far. That is definitely can be said. And sometimes for me, because I of course work for the project and work on it on a daily basis. Sometimes things are going slow, but actually, when you zoom out a little bit and you realize that 1.5 years ago we didn't even have confidential assets in place. That was something that got introduced 1.5 years ago, right? So, and all the assets that have been introduced and all those other updates have all come after that. and all those wallet integrations as well. So actually, it's going really fast. It's just that you don't always realize that when you're so dedicated to a project.
Yeah, I think it's been phenomenal. I mean, it's actually hard to keep up with all of the developments, and that used to not be the case a year ago. But now there's stuff. I'm not even on top of all of it sometimes. I mean, I know that I got blindsided by, oh, this, did you hear about this project and this project? I'm like, wow, I didn't even know those projects were under development, which is a really exciting thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we still have so many items on the roadmap as well, right? The project never seems finished, or at least not for the next 5 years or so. I'm very certain.
Yeah, kind of true. I have also kind of like a backlog of tasks that I have to do like really quickly, and this backlog only getting bigger and bigger. I like it getting more and more tasks that have to be done quickly instead of making it smaller and getting to the actual roadmap. So yeah, we have a lot on our plate now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I really think that would be really beneficial for us, and I know it's planned for like next year at least. That's hardware wallet support. I think people would love that, especially for holding bigger amounts. If you can have a hardware wallet for that, I think that would be fantastic for Zano.
Yep, I agree with this. But
what is it on the technical side that needs to change on Zano's before we can support such a thing?
Not really much. There is not a lot of things because everything we have it's actually implemented basically in a proper architecture. So it just need first of all we need to no one from us ever worked with a hardware wallet from the team, so we would need to hire someone to help us who is familiar with API, who is familiar with just the way it goes. And there is nothing that we couldn't do. We just need to allocate time and resources for this and just get it done. Nothing really special, nothing that would be really hard. Just need more time, more space. I maybe at some point we will be able to ask Dima or German to work on this as well. But beside our work, there's going to be also integration fee, I guess, to get into some hardware wallets, like the popular ones.
Yeah. I know. I've talked to many of the popular ones, and they charge ridiculous amounts of money for integrations in hardware wallets.
Yep, I know.
It's as ridiculous as centralized exchanges. Yeah.
I would
I mean,
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, please go ahead.
I just would like to add that hardware wallet support has quite a lot to be done in connection with upcoming and anticipating full chain membership proof support because of how actually the signing of the transaction is done using this full chain membership proof plus architecture. Because using this architecture, we actually don't know. We didn't decide it. Is it fully applicable to Zano's assets? But we hope to, and it's still in investigation phase. It's still on me. But if we follow this approach, and which is likely, this approach assumes that signing, like ownership of the transactions and proving that the output that actually you are spending are somewhere on the blockchain and you are not creating money out of the thin air is split in different proofs, which one of them is huge proof and another one is small proof. And that small proof could be like more easily ported into the hardware wallet, which is important step for hardware wallet because of the size of the API that I'm using. So I think that probably we first will decide on the full chain membership proof plus or just without plus, just full chain membership proof support and our plans on implementing this. And after that, we will be more sure about the hardware wallets.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So basically, what you're saying is full chain membership proofs are going to change so much about our architecture that we'd have to do it all again after we move to full chain membership proofs.
Yeah, correct.
Right. Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. Fair enough. Okay. I haven't seen any questions so far. You guys already know everything about Zano. What the heck? No. So you can also come on stage if you want. If you have a question for us, you can just simply request to be on stage. But you can also ask the questions via one of the chats. And yeah, if nothing is popping up, then yeah, then I think we're gonna end it soon. Unless you have anything that you wanted to ask Aaron. Hello? Uh-oh. Does he have audio issues again?
Who? I'm good.
Hey, oh, okay, great. Did you not hear my? I asked if you still had maybe a question for us, because nobody else has a question in the audience.
Oh, I thought you asked if anybody had any questions for me.
That's welcome too.
Let's see. Do I have any questions? No, I mean, not really. I think I have a pretty good. I think I have a pretty good sense of what's going on. So, I mean, there's a general question that came up in Amsterdam just about quantum resistance and the threat of that in general to all of crypto. It's not even necessarily a Zano specific one, but I don't know if that's, the right conversation to have here or not.
I mean, you can always ask. Maybe Andre or Val. Andre or Val has something to say on the matter.
I have nothing to say. Literally, nothing. Like absolutely.
Well, it's. I try to highlight some points. It's a difficult topic. It's still, to my knowledge, still unclear when the first logical qubit will be developed, not physical one, but that is like actually uses a lot of noises and it's still ongoing research, but only the first logical. And after that, we actually like this direction, these researchers, they actually have to make thousands, hundreds of thousands of them to run coherently together to be able to break Driscoll's logarithm problem for elliptic curve. But it's theoretically possible, and some people think that we should prepare for this, and I think I agree with them. So there's some directions. At first direction is to build some quantum resistance cryptography that will be difficult to break even within the quantum computer. And on the other hand, is building some quantum resistant technology now. So the future attacker that will be look into like past of the blockchains, past of Zano, for instance, will not be able to get retrospectively get a lot of data from this. And actually, there's lots of things to be done and to be analyzed and to be researched. And I have to say that, to my knowledge, at least for like most crypto-node-like projects, if someone is knowing your address, like address is a pair of two public keys, and if someone is knowing your address, he or she knows these public keys and could, assuming the access to a huge and fast quantum computer, in future will be able to recover private keys for these public keys, and after that it is possible to recover full blockchain history, for instance, and to spend coins. But as I previously said, that science, to my understanding, maybe someone will correct me, but science now is very far from that point. And it's not like we have like on step one and we need step 1000. We even not at step one, so we at step zero, and this step one is still questionable. So it's theoretical possible, but no practical work actually done, to my knowledge. But this is a good thing, and we need to think about it. And once we finish with hardware wallets and social membership proof, I think we will look into this, and we'll think how we can improve Zano blockchain. And actually, this is kind of topic that many projects looking into, and I have to mention the research team from Monero. So I think that like community maybe came up with an interesting solution or maybe affordable solution for a crypto node like blockchains that could be adopted by other projects. So so this is what everybody needs. So hopefully together researchers from different projects will come up with something interesting. That's what I think about it.
That's great. I mean, I was at this conference, and I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I hadn't looked at quantum computing for a long time, but there's this quantumdoomsdayclock.com website that has been following the trends in both, the amount, how fast quantum has been developing, as well as their ability to do error correction, which I guess has been one of the big issues with this. And they're claiming that we're about 2 years and 6 months away from being able to break Bitcoin encryption. Which, again, is that true or not? I don't know, but if it is, that's actually not that far off. And it seems like, I mean, if Zano were ahead on this, or could implement it, then something you think about how important confidential layer might be in terms of allowing people to maybe bridge into Zano while they are fixing things on their own end. Zano could really be a lifesaver for a lot of blockchains in this regard.
Yeah, I agree. That is so. It's extremely important to come up with some solution, because a blockchain that has tokens and that has proven quantum resistance would serve for many projects that actually have they assets on the blockchain. I agree, totally agree. Maybe we will be able to hire someone who is capable of doing these specific things, or just maybe, as I said previously, like community researcher, like together researchers from different projects came up this solution.
Makes sense.
Out on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, you have these categories, right, of crypto assets, and there is actually a category of crypto assets that claims to be quantum resistant. Is this just like bullshit?
I think no. Like not every coin that say that it's quantum resistant actually it is, but for sure quantum resistant cryptography exists, and it's just more complicated. It has its disadvantages, but this topic has been researched for quite a long time, like not yesterday, and some cryptography that proven to be quantum resistant exists now. We can use it now, but I think that more difficult question about how to integrate, how to migrate from the current cryptographic scheme that, for instance, CryptoNote and Zano and confidential assets in Zano and Zircanum uses. It's more specific cryptography that was crafted and tuned to serve for specific needs for our project. And this is not easily exchangeable. We can just move out one block and put into another and call it day. So the difficult part is migration and transition, not because of we don't know how cryptography and quantum resistant cryptography would look like.
Yeah, this is a topic that definitely goes above my head. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here for that. I just saw a message from a Zano meetup group who is doing the Zano meetups. You know that he's also the community member of the month. He says the Zano New York City meetup is tomorrow, so it means they're doing another Zano meetup in New York City tomorrow, Tuesday, August 12th at 6 p.m. at PubKey in the West Village. This will be our last meetup for a while as we take a break to build more of the ecosystem. So if you've been meaning to come out, this is your chance. It's a casual, no pressure hangout with good people who care about privacy, peer-to-peer technology, and financial freedom. So yeah, if you're in New York, they're hosting yet another meetup, Zano meetup tomorrow there. So yeah, just if you happen to be in the area, go check it out, I'd say. Any topics that you would like to discuss, guys? Val, Aaron, Andre, anything that you would like to bring up before we wrap it up?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I think we've covered quite a bit.
Agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a messy episode. We went left and right with a lot of topics, but yeah, definitely been very informative again. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode as well. Glad to see so many familiar faces again, and also quite a bit of new faces. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, everyone, and yeah, hopefully see you at the next episode next month.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.